everyone. Welcome to the March 2016 New Charter School Board of Directors meeting. At this time, I'll call the meeting to order, and we will start per your agenda packets. If you do not have an agenda packet, there are should be some over on the table to my left, to your right, if you're interested. Also, there is a sign-up sheet if anyone would like to make any public comments. So first item on your agenda, we will start with our celebrations and recognitions.
Thank you, Mr. Gupta. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our board meeting. This evening, it's my great pleasure again to announce another first at New Charter School. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but for the past few times at our board meetings, most of the celebrations have been the first time at New Charter School. My first recognition is going to Mr. Oswald Silvera, who is our high school, middle school Spanish teacher. Mr. Silvera, could you please come up here? Mr. Silvera has been working very diligently on a video. He worked on a video to present
The camera.
to the NC Hispanic Society, and he did a wonderful job. And he received, after being evaluated among several, I don't know, dozens of other teachers around the state, a third place in the entire state. And I'm going to ask, so let me go ahead, third place winner of the NC Society of Hispanic Professionals 2015 Stay in School Campaign video. I'm going to ask Brad if he could show that video now. I'm sorry. No, I want you to shake his hand. That's the video. Stay in school.
Dr. J. Love, if I may, before you,
Yes.
can we make sure that gets to self-help? Self-help, because I know that in our lending, one of the things is multicultural and reaching out to in the diversity. I want to make sure that
Okay.
gets up there.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll go right up and include it.
Thank you.
It is a YouTube video, right?
Yeah.
Say something about what this whole thing was.
Okay. We received this invitation last November, where this is the first time that this school is participating in this video contest. It was 56 schools participating, and we got third place. There were a lot of students involved in this. My Spanish 1 class, but Alexandra Mejia, she's
Come up here, Alexandra.
and Angelica Caballero, she's now in a game now. She couldn't be here, and then we were working really hard for 2 weeks doing this. I asked Dr. Dilo permission to record film in the school, the facilities. And when we submitted, I was telling them all the time that we will win. I don't know, first, second, third place, whatever, but we will win. And then when I received the message, it was a surprise for me because I told you.
Yes.
We put a lot of effort in this. It's, you would probably say that he's not humble, but I know what I had and I know what we did. We put a lot of effort and they recognize this. And it wasn't judges were not like parents, it was Univision 40. So people from Univision, and the first place was broadcast, is going to be broadcast this month in Univision 40, which is the largest Hispanic network in the United States. And the day that they presented this, it was, I don't know how many people you think were there, Mr. Nelson?
Standing room only.
Like 500 people.
Yeah, at least.
They watched the video and they clapped. And yeah, we were so proud of what we did that day. And well, we received money, which is not much, was $150, and I got to give part of this money to Alexandra.
Oh,
Okay, one for Alexandra and the other one for Angelica. She's not here. And you have a certificate
yes.
for Alexandra.
This is for Angelica.
That's for Angelica.
Yes.
And what else? I don't know. I have a lot of things to say. But yeah. Well, the other money I invested in the multicultural assembly that we had last Friday. You will see the pictures soon. So we had a lot of fun last Friday promoting this multiculturalism here in this school.
Well, thank you, and yes, and I have, Mr. Milton, could you bring that up?
And she also received an award for the school. It says here the North Carolina Society of Hispanic Professionals promoting education among Hispanic youth present third place winner certificate to Multicultural Teen Club New Start School. And we're going to have this very
Next year probably we have.
Thank you very much. Good job.
And one other thing, and I know this, you've gone through this with this multicultural project and whatnot. I will put that on YouTube.
I will show you the videos. I'm doing all like a presentation and I'm not ashamed of it.
If I may, obviously we've got excellent actors and actresses here, as well as a producer and stuff. I know coming up soon, and we may have already missed it, I know that the WRL does the lip dub, where they do a $5,000 thing for the school. I know we've got the chorus. I think we win $1,000 around Christmas or something like that. So we've got talent. So we need to go ahead and start thinking about that, and I'll be more than happy to.
The day that we went to that convention, they had a lot of opportunities, Mr. Nelson, to see all the opportunities that students can have, the scholarship that what universities were offering. So it's a good opportunity for students. In fact, in Division 40, the network, they have a scholarship grants for students, for Hispanic students. They have that. We didn't know that, but we just knew that.
So you're all part of the Actors Union and all that.
And Junior's coming up in May, and that's going to be at the New Soul Theater, so, and that's in May.
April 31st.
It's May
May.
the 12th, 12th, I'm not sure, Thursday and Friday.
I have one more recognition, but that teacher isn't present tonight, so I'm going to hold off on this until next week. I do want her to be here. Thank you. That's the end of my celebrations and recognitions.
Okay, she's here. She just walked in.
Miss Brindle.
Yay!
She knew, she just.
She does.
So we're back.
Okay, this second recognition is going to our 6th grade language arts teacher, Miss Gloria Brindle, and she's recognized for being selected to represent New Charter School at the Smithfield Selma Chamber of Commerce Spring Semester Superstar Teacher. And every year, the Smithfield Selma Chamber recognizes a high school, middle school teacher, and an elementary teacher of the schools that they invite to participate. And this year, it is Ms. Brenda Starn. Congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations to those that were recognized. And again, Mr. Sabera, I want to see, he's gone, I want to see his video, him dancing on YouTube. And third in the state out of 56 is not too shabby, so congratulations to him and Ms. Brindle again. The next item on our agenda is the time for public comment. We've had one individual sign up to speak. If I would, I'd like to call Sue Wilson up to speak. You're granted 3 minutes. The board is not required to respond to any comments or requests at this time. Go ahead.
Good evening. As you know, I'm Sue Wilson, your elementary art teacher. I wanted to invite you to our first ever online auction for the elementary school. So this is one of my 4th grade classes, Miss Welbrooks, and they all did a little self-portrait. So each grade level has a different subject. So this will be auctioned off, and there's 19, and by the way, wouldn't that look great in your office? It would. And you could even be the first bidder because it just started today, so I wanted to let you know personally. Also, it will end on April 7th, and then it will be right when we have our elementary art show, which is the first one, and that will be on the 7th of April, after school.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, so this is the first ever elementary art auction. It is very good.
Yes, it will all go out tomorrow actually. It just started. Just started.
What was the date of the play, Annie? Was it May 7th, May 8th, May 12th? Okay. I know there was a test on Friday, so at least 3. Okay, at this time, if you're looking at your package for board members at this time, minutes from the last meeting in February. If you'll review those, I'll take a motion to accept. Motion by Mr. Johnson and a second by Ms. Dixon. Any other comments? All in favor, let it be known by light sign. Aye. All opposed? Minutes are carried. Okay. PTO report. We have a representative.
Yeah, it's me.
It's like deja vu.
This is for a different reason. I'm not. So, I'm fighting bronchitis, so please excuse the voice that sounds like I've been smoking 20 packs of cigarettes, but I haven't, I promise you. It's Cake Fest time again, and I'm happy to report that thus far we have on board 9 cake chefs or vendors that have signed up to give away 150 plus samples to the public. The admission for the Cake Fest this year is $5. Children under 5 are free. We've also have on board now 2 outreach specialists with this UNC Rex Healthcare and as well as Johnson Oncology Hematology. Concerning all the other things that are going to be going on, and this is something that our students are going to be excited about, Muddy, the Mudcat mascot, will be here the morning of the Cake Fest, and he will be in full regalia, standing in the carpool line, greeting our parents and students with a sign that probably says, "Eat more cake and come to the Cake Fest." He then will interact with our elementary students to promote the use of technology in the classrooms. I'll be meeting with the team leads for elementary to make sure we have an agenda for him so that he gets to visit the classrooms and interact with the students, and we're excited about that. The other thing that we have coming now is East Coast Towing has, they're going to be bringing their pink tow trucks in promotion of breast cancer awareness, because we are giving back proceeds from this event to Relay for Life as well as Technology for the School. And there's something else I report on. Let's see, East Coast Towing. Oh yes, Starbucks. Chris will be happy to know hear this. Starbucks in Clayton has always been our community partner since last year. They'll be giving away free coffee, but now we have already partnered with Starbucks in Smithfield as well, and they're going to be providing giveaways for our baskets. Walgreens, who is also a community partner, will be providing water as well as other things. Every vendor, especially the grocery stores that are on board now, which is Lowe's Foods, Food Lion, we're actually trying to get Whole Foods on board now so that they can bring in gluten-free items, because that's been a request. They will be promoting their community outreach programs during that time. So we're excited, and we just picked up a mother load of donated items from Office Depot today, which was about, how many boxes, Ms. Johnson? About 8 boxes of stuff? Yes. Printers, all kinds of stuff that we can use not only for the Cake Fest, but for Teacher Appreciation Week and to give back to our staff. So I'm really excited about everything, and I'm happy to report that it's going to be awesome. And each of you has been given a copy of this lovely poster that, if you don't mind, could you please take this back to your places of employment and promote our event? And that's all we have to report on right now. You guys have any questions?
Sounds like a full day.
Yes.
It's a big day.
It's going to be an awesome day, so I look forward to
Yes,
seeing
it
you.
is going to be an awesome day.
Oh, and I forgot to tell you, this year tickets will be available online. You can go online through our website and purchase your ticket, so you don't have to worry about bringing any money, but just bring proof of purchase with you when you come. And that's it. Great, thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Beth. Booster Club, any representative from the Booster Club this evening? Haven't seen none. Director's report. Yeah, that's you.
I'm looking at Brian, I just want to report that we had a very successful lottery last week. We had a good turnout of 100 companies that came out. We pulled 438 names. I need to look up on this, there's a census document for all board members. I just want to show that to you. Our applications went up from 419 last year to 438 this year, total applications. Every grade level except for, you always have the smaller boards. We're comparing
This year is blue, last year's green.
last year. And the grade levels that have significant increase in applications are, 5th grade, 6th grade, 8th grade. You see significant interest in those grade levels. There were some grade levels that we are almost at the same number, some went down, but overall our applications went up. Elementary still is one of the areas that we're growing significantly. Middle school also, high school went down. As you can see, we had 41 applications this year versus 64 last year. So again, interest in our school continues to grow. And again, it's not, like we reported last year, it's not going down, it's continues to rising. I don't know what the number is there. So that's where we are right
not siblings.
Yes. It's not the siblings. Now, we had a total of, let's see, 51. Our siblings again have been very significant this year, and we could not have, like we've done in the past, automatically enroll all of them, so we have to provide a policy that says by the first sibling enrolled. We had 21 siblings in kindergarten, so of that number, there 87, actually more than that. Is how many applications we had in kindergarten. First grade had 8 siblings, second grade 6, third grade 2, fourth grade 3, fifth grade 3, sixth grade 5, seventh grade 7, eighth grade 9, ninth grade 3, 10th grade 2, and did not get into 11th. So we are possibly, we're waiting, we're in the process of calling people, so the ones who are on the lottery, waiting now on the results. And they're not a whole lot we can call except for kindergarten and first grade. So,
Obviously, somewhat similar, so the only thing that jumps out is the 11th grade last year and 17 this year. Is there a reason why we had so many last year? That sticks out, it's odd.
I have not heard anything.
Well, we're pretty tough to get into, but we but 17 to, I mean, I, the 12th grade I can see, within, very seldom change. We got to work through those.
I cannot attribute that into specific thing, but our 11th grade is in one of our larger grades in high school. It's 53% versus 31. Yes, it's even higher than our 10th grade. This year, in high school, we have 43 students in high school. 10th grade and 53 in 11th grade. So next year, 12th grade is also close to 54 versus 31 this year.
I want to speak to that too, having attended the lottery last week and whatnot. Each year we talk about what we see and we wonder, how much interest there is. We see the numbers, but again, and we held it in here, it still is overwhelming, and I think says a lot about the school and our mission and our role in the community. When you see parents and the students, when they're 20, 30, or 40th on the wait list and did not get in, and they walk out, and between that door and the door outside, they start crying. We still see that. It's a very emotional night for them. It is a true lottery, so it's, we all do here, what can I do to get in and all that. They're doing it. And I think Sharon even recognized this year, and I'm going to pick on you being here in your third year and whatnot, but she's recognizing names from other parts of the county and recognizing names that, I recognize them from last year and whatnot. We also recognize the family that had 6 siblings that applied. It's like every other grade they have a name. So you can tell there is still a lot of interest. There is the numbers will start leveling out because we're in our 9th, going on 10th year. We're hitting that maturation stage of a school or an organization. I'm like Chris, the high school numbers, that does stand out. The middle school numbers look like they remain the same or went down a little. I thought one of them went. And seventh was a little bit noticeably down. So, yeah. And typically we see that. We know we're going to have the lower grades and whatnot, but there's still interest. I just say that to challenge us to remain steadfast and to not let our guard down. Let's continue the enthusiasm for what we have.
Brad, can you go back up to the go down, I apologize to you. 11, 12. We've got 2 on the waiting list, is that correct? So we have no space whatsoever, is that?
There were 2 applications, they're both in, for both grade levels.
How much space do we have in the 11th and 12th grade? The reason I'm asking for is the foreign exchange student in question that we talked about last month that we're working on. If you've got a parent that has siblings or students already here in the lower grade, but they would like to bring over a foreign exchange student, again, going back to diversity and multicultural and things like that, and exposing our kids to other cultures, I'd like for us to figure out a way of getting those kids here. I don't think financially we're not going to be rewarded, if I'm not mistaken, from that, but I think it's a benefit. I don't know how we don't want to have somebody not be able to be accepted because of that, but we can.
Grades where there's 0.
Well, I don't know if we can. We've Jimmy. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I know you've spoken to somebody.
This is not legal many, EPI is not legal manufacturing.
This is North Carolina resident.
Because we're a charter school, it has to be in residency in North Carolina somehow. I'm sure it's like consistent with that.
So we can't all.
Yeah, that's, I mean, we're kind of takes that.
It may be one of those things they don't.
Right, they have to talk about it, because I did call and check on that. The consultant told me that to check some higher up on management.
Right. Well,
They had to
That's
talk
us
about
too, we
it.
got to balance it over.
right. Well, I just let the staff and the board know. I've spoken to Leo Daughtry about this, so it's just again.
But we would have to have space, and so I guess basically the question is, do we have space in 10, 11, 12th grade?
Those are the grade house space.
Right. Okay. But that's typically where the foreign exchange. Well, the one time for me, we've always been 11th and 12th graders, high schools, the upper high school. But, yeah. All right. Thank you.
That's it for my.
Thank you, Dr. Jello. Next item we have is our consent agenda. It's in our packets. And the only one I see is at the very last page. Is that from the minutes? So there are no consent items? Okay. So no consent items. We'll move into our committee reports. Executive committee, we were unable, due to illness and scheduling, there was not an executive committee meeting held, so no report for March. Finance committee.
The Finance Committee's been doing a lot of work as far as making sure that we've got some of the budget things reconciled. We were talking some about debt carryover, and we were tracking around $183,000. We've done a lot of work with the staff and the team, and we've got that down to $119,416 for debt carryover. We'll be updating that now between the end of the state fiscal year 2016. So we're going to look for that and be pushing for that to come down a little bit further. To note, for the record, this is attributable to not receiving the full federal EC funding for DPI. We're also working with DPI to claim federal EC dollars that the school may be entitled to. We budgeted approximately $120,000 and did not get the EC funding we expected, so that's basically the gap. We're also in the process of forecasting next year's budget, and we'll cover the debt carryover through multiple approaches that have been identified to date by the Finance Committee. And so we are moving ahead on that, and the finance issues will certainly be a concern or a consideration, rather, as we look at contracts and staffing strategy for the coming year. And I believe that's all that I have, Mr. Chairman.
Any questions, comments? Personnel Committee, have no report at this time. Audit,
The academic subcommittee had a limited meeting, and discussed primarily the youth charter school JCC articulation agreement. It was the consensus of the committee that that articulation agreement be tabled until some further training and infrastructure issues be addressed. For the Career and College Promise program, so the administration will embark on setting up those meetings to ensure that the school has a complete and thorough understanding of the program so that they can maximize the opportunity for our students. And then at that point, that information and training will naturally inform how we want to develop the binding contract between the school and JCC. I'm just looking around. There was also discussion of creating a proposal for the academic subcommittee to first be vetted through the academic subcommittee on any new academic proposals that the administration may have. There were several discussions, and we asked for a formal proposal to be submitted to the academic subcommittee by June. So not, just to clarify that we're not saying CCP for students cannot continue. However, the articulation agreement, which is a formal legally binding contract, has been tabled until some infrastructure issues are developed. We did not actually discuss a timeline. We certainly would want to move ahead with training for initially the administration and teachers, and then be able to fully promote the program to to parents and students.
Can you hazard a guess?
Um,
How long will that take?
We certainly would try to do the training before the end of the school year to administration. I think there's several elements that need to be put in place to ensure that students are properly advised, taking the proper credits, and understand their choices.
Just want to go back to finance and also audit committee. I know the last probably 3 to 6 months, those committees have put in a few more hours, a few more meetings than have typically been reserved for those meetings. So I do know on behalf of the board that those efforts are not taken for granted, and appreciate it to both of you, especially Dawn and Paul. Thank you for that. Resource development. We have no report from them. Board development. I think we have a report for board development. Policy development update, starting with facilities lease policy. I'm going to pass for that right now. Pass. College credit textbook.
That was part of the articulation agreement. I do not know whether that portion of the previous articulation agreement, as requested, was presented to the finance committee. Okay.
Delegation of authority. No report.
That will probably have to be, we have a person to assign that to. If you want a new policy city.
I thought it was.
I did, that's all right.
I was not sure, I was looking back, I did find my sheet, but I still was not sure if there was an additional one assigned to me.
Would you like delegation of authority?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Well
Gotta get
played.
stuff done.
I have a feeling I believe something.
Perhaps. We reassigned.
Have anything for facilities?
I do. I spoke with Jimmy Boykin, matter of fact, today, just to get an update on the facilities. They will be beginning construction, the week after Easter. So I guess while we're closed, they'll begin, continue to move dirt and everything. They were, just as an FYI, they will need to make sure that the exit on the east side of the gym need to be blocked off, because that's going to be a construction area. So just kind of be prepared with that staff. Also, we're still working with the second entrance over to Kelly Drive. So we hope that that will be completed during the summer. And as the staff is planning traffic pickup, traffic controls and student drop-off pickup, we hope that we can implement that new policy into our parents and have that in place. Well, when I was speaking with Mr. Neville about that, it was our understanding that we may need to leave those there because of space issues. And looking at the lease, Mr. Neville was going to check on if we can renegotiate the lease for those two spaces. It may be cheaper for us to rent them and leave them here as opposed to pay the expense to move them off, especially if we're not going to be doing anything out there next year anyway. So hopefully what we can do is maybe look at that in the following year of moving that off. Obviously, we have space issues, and we have 400 and some students applying. We've got to put them somewhere. So for right now, our intent is to leave those there. We just need to be wise with our space. If there's ways that we can cut space, then we need to, but just because we haven't.
Thank you. Communications Committee?
Mr. Chairman, the Communications Task Force and Committee continues to meet and come up with great solutions and ideas, in my opinion. There have been a few things that, with the assistance of administration, we have actually implemented. There are a couple things that we have beta tested. We anticipate probably a final report to the board in May, which will let you know what things we have put in place, what things we will be recommending that will still need to be done after the task force is disbanded. And then there will be also some recommendations on the level of actions that we believe that board and administration will need to take, that the committee can't handle itself. But our plan is to present that final report at the May board meeting.
Would this be, if you'll answer me on this, as far as announcing or making public our graduation speaker?
I mean, honestly, that's kind of, it's a little bit of a separate issue for Communications Committee. Some of the infrastructure of how information flows from the board to admin, to staff, to parents is being discussed and taken into consideration. We have not met to handle specifics like that. I was just making a note earlier that we need a press release about the Hispanic Professionals Award. That's a great thing we should get out. And yeah, something about our graduation speaker should probably also be generated. It's just that some of the processes are not necessarily in place yet. We can absolutely do those things, but as far as going forward, generating things like that would go through a different set of channels, other than, hey, we should do that between me and you or me and her or something along those lines. That's the kind of structure we're working on. But as far as those two things go, yes, sir, we'll take care of that.
I think that's good. So there'll be something forthcoming announcing that.
Yes.
Okay. I think it would be well due and well received. Okay, old business, any old business at this time for the board?
Just as a clarification to staff with the lottery, I know that we have DPI's given some student capital of 1038. What will we have next year?
Our receipt number would be
914.
Items for new business? Everyone must have spring fever. This is the quickest we've gone through a meeting in 3 years. Working? Yeah, I can tell the difference. Having heard no new business, I will entertain a motion to go into closed session for personnel and administrative discussion. Have a motion and a second. Any open session will be closed at this time. As we enter into closed session, we will adjourn accordingly once discussion is over. Thank you all for coming.